QAnon conspiracy theories are spreading overseas, popping up in Berlin at a protest against coronavirus restrictions. NBC News foreign correspondent Matt Bradley is in Germany with more.
This boisterous protest is trying to convince the world the coronavirus pandemic is exaggerated or even a sham. You won't see any masks or gloves here, but you can catch a glimpse of a very American phenomenon. This march in Berlin is mostly against coronavirus restrictions, but there are a lot of QAnon supporters here. Thanks to the coronavirus, the QAnon conspiracy theory is spreading around the world like a pandemic. Most European QAnon believers are new to this conspiracy theory. Their skepticism of the coronavirus acted as a kind of gateway to QAnon, inviting conspiracy theorists down a digital rabbit hole of bizarre, baseless delusion. LYDIA MORRISH tracks QAnon's online activity as a reporter for First Draft News.
QAnon specifically is much more flexible as a conspiracy theory than it might have been a couple of years ago when it was more US-centric. So, yeah, it's really just very adaptable and malleable.
Steffi Kanu, a Dutch housewife, says she's genuinely worried for her 8-year-old son, Juno.
For his future, yeah, because I don't want him to live in fear of hugging people or of seeing other people as potential sick and making others sick.
Like many European believers, Kanu is a recent QAnon convert, inspired by her rebellion against COVID regulations.
Some people will call you crazy or whatever, conspiracy crazy, and I don't care anymore, because for me, I know a lot of things that are happening are very bad, and yeah, they have to come out.
While QAnon supporters in the States have committed violence, these protests have been mostly peaceful, but not welcoming to journalists, who many believers count among the so-called elites that they oppose. They shouted insults at us. Some even tried to block our shot. Nobody wants to hear this. They're chanting Lügenpresse, which means basically fake news. A hostile hallucination that's on the march around the world. You know, the irony here is that actually the coronavirus burden that Germany carried was quite light. There weren't that many cases, there weren't that many deaths compared to neighboring countries like Italy and France, and the actual restrictions put in place were not that strong either. And that's part of the reason why this country was able to get out so easily. So it's kind of ironic that there were so many people who were protesting. Matt Bradley, NBC News, Berlin.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.